selfies, how you all doing? I am doing well, my peace and blessings. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, thank you for joining us, and if you haven't still subscribed, please go ahead and click on the subscribe button so you can join the selfie group and we can have more fun. Today's topic is on depression and anxiety. It's a little personal because I am going to share with you how I overcame depression and also anxiety. So mine was in clinical depression. It wasn't diagnosed by a psychiatrist or a primary care provider. However, I was feeling sad, worthlessness, all those feelings that comes with the diagnosis of depression and how I overcame it. Now, let's talk about it, shall we? So before we talk about it, I do not want to go back in the past because I don't believe in the past. I don't want to drag the past into my present moment. I like to live in the present moment, not the past, not the future, just the now. So let's talk about now, what is happening. I am serene, I am happy, I am joyful, and I'm here to share these strategies that I did. I mean, yes, did in the past, but that's the only way I can help you so that now can be a little joyful. Let's talk about how I did it. So first, I knew there was a problem, okay? So I knew that there was a feeling and emotion that I did not like, and I knew I wanted to have better. I wanted to be more happier, and I wanted to be more positive. So that's the first step I did. Then the second step, I started writing. Okay, so I started writing, and I was very honest with myself. I become a witness against myself and also a witness for myself. So because nobody is in the room while I was writing, I spilled everything. I mentioned everything. I mentioned events. I mentioned names. I just put everything on paper. So this way I can just offload everything out of my head and I can start looking at it from the external. So that's the second step I did. Then the third step I did was to really study these events and these people. Okay, and then I realized that I was the major player. So I started to point the finger this way instead of pointing the finger that way, because nobody was there for me to point the finger to. So I started pointing the finger this way. I took full responsibility for everything that ever happened to my life, and then I took on that power. Let me tell you guys, selfie is the most powerful moment I did, by taking power from everybody and every event, and then I gave it to myself. Now I'm responsible. I said to myself, Mimi, listen, you are responsible for your happiness or your sadness. You choose one. And guess what? I chose happiness. So I said to myself, okay, I am going on a soul searching journey. Okay, so that's what I coded as a soul searching journey. I'm going to find who I am. Why these things happen to me, I do not care. I just want to be happy. So I started exercising. Okay, this was all imaginary play that I did for myself. I started looking at the events, and I started looking at the people involved, and I become friends with them in my imagination. So this way, I did not create any division between myself and the events. And I did not create any division between myself and the people who I thought caused this pain, suffering to me. Okay, so I become one with them. I started enjoying their company. I see them happy. I see them seeing me happy. I see them hugging me. I send them love and they send me love. So I was just trying to be all positive, nothing negative, no anger, no sympathy. I was requesting. I didn't request for any apologies. I didn't request any of that. I just played within my mind, and then I create these events and these scenarios that I played. So I become the actress, the producer, the writer, and I become everything in a movie in my head. I started to become comfortable with these people, with these events, because I will tell you one thing, selfies. If you try to be peaceful, meaning combining an event to an event and make them one, or what you're feeling, and so for example, you were hurt in the past and there are people involved and the event is still there in your mind, try to bring the person and the event together and make it one. So you are creating a unity, okay? Because every time that you divide, I am this person is that, anytime that you divide, you're creating conflict, and everywhere there is conflict, there is chaos, okay? But if you try to be one with the event and one with the person, then there is unity, and wherever there's unity, there's peace, and wherever there's peace, there's joy and happiness and love. But if you divide, you're creating chaos. And basically, it's not chaos from the outside, it's chaos within yourself. So you do not want to have, this multiple personality, multiple emotions going on. Try to combine all the emotions. At least that's what I did. I put all the emotions together, I put all the people together, and all the events, I made it one. And as soon as I made it one, I blend myself with that and I become one with it. And because now they are myself, I have no choice but to accept them and to be okay with them. And please, while you're doing this, emotions are going to flare up. You are going to feel some emotions that are sometimes painful, shameful, and all that. However, you are not your emotions, okay? You are not your emotions. You are not your feeling. You are the observer of your feeling and your emotions. So you want to learn to be an observer. So when the emotion comes up, you sit there and you watch them. Do not react. Do not feed into the emotion. Just watch it, right? So as you watch it, they start to fall off on their own weight, okay? And if you be an observer, you're able to mentally solve situations, and you have a clear mind when you are an observer. But if you think you are your emotions and your feelings, then the whole process will be very painful and very chaotic for you. And sometimes that it can be a mess. You must identify the idea of an observer as well as the observee. So the thoughts are thoughts. You are not them. You're just observing them. So that's what I did. And as time goes on, I started craving the company of these people, because now they're not hurting me. Now in my mind, I am happy because, I'm playing with them and they love me and I love them. And it wasn't a bad thing that they did. It was all for a divine purpose. So I said that to myself. Everything that ever happened to me in this world, it was for my own good. It was a divine plan by the higher self, who knows the secret of me, for me to be here and for me to be this successful, or however you call it. I had to go through all that. So I look at it in a more positive way, and I look at it in a more faith way. Because if you look at everything as negative, then the negativity will impress the subconscious mind, and you start to feel that and you start to see that. But if you change the narrative, you rewrite your story, you reprint your story, you redirect your story, because the people who did this to you are not here anymore and they're not hurting you. You are the one, by rewriting the story, you're creating happiness within yourself. But if you keep the negativity, you are hurting yourself. Although you might say, oh, they hurt me in the past, but the past has gone. The past is not here anymore. You're just dragging it from there and then bringing it to your present moment. And you tend to see all this pain and sufferings and sadness because of dragging your past to your future. So drop the past and then rewrite your story. Rewrite your story how you want it to be. Don't let anyone else write your story. Don't get involved in the emotions of your story. Rewrite them. And if you keep doing this exercise, you will see that the happiness, the joy, and all that good thoughts that are in your mind starts to sink into your subconscious mind. And then eventually, with no effort, you will start to be happy. If you have a mental illness or depression, anxiety, please go see your primary care provider, your psychiatrist, your psychologist, your therapist, or counselor, because this video is not intended to diagnose or to treat anyone with depression. I am just here to share my wisdom and my knowledge and the way I helped myself. Hopefully it's helpful to you. If you have any question or if you need me to talk about it in more detail, please leave me a comment in the comment section below, and I'll try to maybe simplify it a little bit, maybe give you more detailed information. I hope this video helped. Peace be upon you and God Almighty's blessings.